Hi guys, we are back with some more Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I'm going to try to finish it this time. If we don't this video, then we will for sure the next. And I will be moving on to Diary of a Wimpy Kid number 2. I'm going to read all the books in order, so that way there's no confusion. Alright, so we left off on Tuesday. Like I said before, the worst part of getting kicked off safety patrols is losing your hot chocolate privileges. Every morning, I go to the back door of the cafeteria so Rally can hook me up. But either my friend has gone deaf or he's too busy kissing the other officers' butts to notice me at the window. Like he's tapping. In fact, now that I think of it, Rally has been totally giving me the cold shoulder lately. And that's really lame because if I recall correctly, he's the one that sold me out. Even though Rally has been a total jerk lately, I tried to break the ice with him today anyways. But that didn't even seem to work. He said, "Hi, pal," and hit him with a snowball. Greg is not good at communication. April. Ever since the worm incident, Rally has been hanging out with Colin Lee every day after school. What really stinks is that Colin is supposed to be my backup friend. Those guys are acting totally ridiculous. Today, Rally and Colin were wearing these matching t-shirts and made me just about want to vomit. Oh, it says best friends. After dinner tonight, I saw Rally and Colin walking up the hill together, chumming it up. Colin had his overnight bag, so I knew they were going to go to a sleepover at Rally's. And I thought, well, two can play at that game. The best way to get back at Rally was to get a new best friend of my own. But, unfortunately, the only person who came to mind right at that moment was Fragley. I went up to Fragley's with my overnight bag so Rally could see I had other options too. When I got there, Fragley was in front of his yard stabbing a kite with a stick. That's when I started to think maybe this wasn't the best idea after all. Greg should just talk to Rally instead of trying to make him jealous. But Rally was in his front yard and he was watching me, so I knew there was no turning back. I invited myself into Fragley's house. His mom said she was excited to see Fragley with a playmate, which was a term I was not too enthusiastic about. Me and Fragley went upstairs to his room. Fragley tried to get me to play Twister with him, so I made sure I stayed 10 feet away from him at all times. I decided that I should just pull the plug on this stupid idea and go home. But every time I looked out the window, Rally and Colin were still in Rally's front yard. I didn't want to leave until those guys went back inside, but things started to get out of hand with Fragley pretty quick. When I was looking out the window, Fragley broke into my backpack and ate the whole bag of jelly beans I had in there. Fragley's one of those kids who's not supposed to eat any sugar, so 2 minutes later he was bouncing off the walls. Oh no. Fragley started acting like a total maniac, and he chased me all around his upstairs. I kept thinking he was going to come down off of this sugar high, but he didn't. Eventually, I locked myself in the bathroom to wait him out. Around 11:30, it got quiet in the hallway. That's when Fragley slipped a piece of paper under the door. I picked it up and read it. "Dear Gregory, I'm very sorry I chased you with a booger on my finger. Here, I put it on this paper so you can get me back." Oh! His thumb's right on the booger. Disgusting. That's the last thing I remember before I blacked out. I came to my senses a few hours later. After I woke up, I cracked the door open and I heard snoring coming from Fragley's room, so I decided to make a run for it. Mom and Dad were not happy with me for getting out of bed at 2 a.m., but by that point, I could really care less. So it looks like he's throwing a rock at someone's window. Oh, it was his own. Monday. Well, me and Rally have officially been ex-friends for about a month now, and to be honest with you, I'm better off without him. I'm glad I can just do whatever I want without having to worry about carrying all that dead weight around. Lately, I've been hanging out in Roderick's room after school and going through his stuff. The other day, I found one of his middle school yearbooks. Roderick wrote on everybody's picture in his yearbook so you can tell how he felt about all the other kids and his grade. Every once in a while, I see Roderick's old classmates around town, and I have to remember to thank Roderick for making church a lot more interesting. So it doesn't look like Roderick liked those guys. So Greg's in church thinking that guy's a jerk, but he doesn't even know him. But the page in Roderick's yearbook that really interesting is the class favorites page. That's where they put pictures of the kids who got voted most popular and most talented and all that. Roderick wrote on his class favorite, page 2, most likely to succeed. He called that guy a nerd. You know, this class favorites thing has really got my gears turning. If you can get yourself voted onto the class favorites page, you're practically an immortal. Even if you don't live up to what you got picked for, it doesn't really matter because it's on permanent record. People still treat Bill Watson like he's something special, even though he ended up dropping out of high school. We still run into him at Food Barn every once in a while. Will that be paper or plastic, ma'am? Fun fact for you guys, Miss Natasha was voted something in high school. Not going to tell you what it is, but you can find me around school and you can make guesses. So, here's what I'm thinking. This school year, has been kind of a bust. But if I can get voted as class favorite, I'll go out on a high note. I've been trying to think of a category I have a shot at. Most popular and most athletic are definitely out, so I'm going to have to find something that's a little bit more in reach. At first I thought maybe I should wear really nice clothes for the rest of the year so I can get best dressed, but that would mean I would have to get my picture taken with Jenna Stewart, and she dresses like a pilgrim. Let's see. Well, we have too much to finish this time, but I'll read this short section, and the next video will be the end. Wednesday. Last night I was laying in bed, and it hit me. I should go for class clown. It's not like I'm known for being really funny at school or anything, but if I can pull off one big prank right before voting, that could do it. So he put a thumbtack on his teacher's chair. That is a terrible idea. Alright, next time we will read the end of book number 1, and we will move on to the second. Thanks for joining, guys, and I'll see you then.